This video is going to discuss debits, credits, and debt. When you put your money into the bank account, the bank calls it a credit. That means it's something that you have available. When you take money out of your bank account, the bank calls it a debit. That means you're taking money out. It's no longer available to you. All bank accounts start off at zero. Sometimes you get a bonus for using a certain account, but that's the first thing that they put in. It doesn't start off at that. So we have here debits, credits, and balance. So our first entry in this bank account was a credit. We put $3 into our bank account. So we're going to look at this first row. It wasn't a debit, so we don't put anything there. You always put something either into debit or credit on each line. So we put in $3, which means now our bank account has $3 whole in it. The second thing that we did with our bank account is we took $2 out, which means I'm taking $2 away from the $3 that I had. Now I only have $1 in my bank account. So let's go ahead and let's look at the balances as we go here. We remember that the first entry, the first thing I did was I put $3 in. Then the second thing I did was I took $3 out of my account. Now I only have $1. I said, oh no, that's not a lot of money. So the third thing I did with my bank account is I put $8 back into my bank account, which means I'm going to add more money to my balance. 8 plus 1 is 9. Now I have $9. Now that I have $9, I'm going to go spend some of that money. The fourth thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take $5 out of my bank account. 9 minus 5 means now I only have $4. The next thing I did in my bank account is I said, I have $4. I can spend 2 of them. 4 minus 2 is 2. So the final balance on this page of the bank account is $2. A bank account can be negative. What that means is that you owe money to the bank. It's not a good thing to happen. A lot of times there's a fee, and sometimes that fee is more than whatever you took out. So for example, if I have that $2, maybe the next thing I want to do is I'm going to say, I have to spend $3. So I'm going to take $3 away. I had $2. I still need another one, but the bank will give me $1. So now I owe the bank back $1. The bank doesn't do anything for free. I now owe it $1. And if I don't pay it back extremely quickly, some fees could definitely add up. So let's say we have $2 in our bank account. Then we took out $4. How much money would I have in the bank account now? Well, I started with 2. And then I'm going to take out $1, 2, 3, $4, which means now my bank account balance is -2. That's not so good. -2 means that I owe some money. I probably shouldn't be spending anything else. Let's go ahead. They want to use the number line on the paper to represent the balance. You could do that. I'm going to go ahead and fill this out as we go. The account started at $0. Then I had a credit of $3. Remember that a credit is adding money. Debit is subtracting money. So if I add $3, that means my bank account has $3. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to spend $6 on my next line? Well, I only had $3. So I can pay 3 of that, but there's still $3 left over that I still owe, which means I'm at -$3. I owe the bank $3. But then, happy day, I find $1 on the ground. So I'm going to pay that to the bank right now. I'm going to put that in the bank account, which means now I only owe $2. Awesome. I'm going go spend some money. I'm going to go spend $2, which means now I already owed $2, and I'm going to spend 2 more, which means now I owe the bank $4. And then, I'm spending more money. I'm going to spend another $3. That means that on top of the $4 I already owe the bank, because that's negative, I'm going to take 3 more and I'm going to borrow that more. Now I owe the bank $7. Not so good. So I better put some money into the bank account. I'm going to put $8 in, which means I can pay off the $7 and I still have $1 left for me. So now I have a positive amount in my bank account. The same thing could also happen with bigger numbers. Now, even though it's just working in hundreds, we could still go ahead and do a number line here. So we would make this 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we would go to negative 100, 200, 300, 400, and we would put 500 here. It's going to be difficult for me to put all the hundreds. And then I would go 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's negative 500. So if I start off with a credit of 300, that means I put $300 into my bank account, which means I'm right here. That's awesome, because I put in 300. Then I take out, I'm going to take out 600, which means I have to move back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces back. Now I'm at negative 100, 200, negative $300. Not so good. So I'm going to put some money into the bank. I'm going to say, you know what? Here's 200. Let's try to get rid of this. If I put $200 into the bank, that means now I only owe $100. Cool. Except now I'm going to go spend $400 more. So I already owe 100 and I'm going to go spend 400 more. Well, that means I'm going to end up all the way at negative 500. And because I know I owe so much money, I'm going to put some money into my bank account. So I'm going to move this by 900 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which means now I paid back what I owed and I still have $400 left over. Which means instead of saving it like I normally would, I'm going to go ahead and spend $200. Which means now I only have $200 in my bank account. So Ari owes $3. Bob owes $4. Who's in a better position? Ari is in a better position here because Ari owes less money. That means that Ari will get to keep more money. Let's say Ari has $5 and Bob owes $5. Who's in a better position? Still Ari. Even though Bob has the bigger number, that's a negative number. That means Bob owes that. That's not good. Ari has this. That's a better position for your bank account to be in. Take a minute here and try to figure out whose bank account is better here. Who has more money or owes less money? Pause the video, figure it out, and when you come back, we'll talk about it. Welcome back. Let's take a look. If Ari owes 2 and Bob has 3, Bob's in the better position here. Ari has $2, Bob has nothing. So that's Bob's in the better position, or Ari's in the better position. Ari owes $3. Bob only owes $1. That's a lot better. If Ari has $4 and Bob has $7, better to have $7 than $4. If Ari has $2 and Bob owes $3, better to have $2 than to owe anything. The word debt is used to describe how much money you owe. So Ari owes $30 and Bob owes $40. Who owes more money? Well, Bob owes more, so Bob's debt is greater. Bob has more work that he has to do before he's in a good position of having a nothing or more than nothing. Ari, on the other hand, only owes 30, has a debt of $30. So Ari would have negative 30 and Bob would have negative 40. That would be how we would show the debt. So let's take a look and figure out whose debt is greater and whose bank account is greater. Let's go take a minute to look at this, pause the video, and when you come back, we'll talk about it. Welcome back. The greater debt in letter A is Bob. The bank account balance that's greater in letter A is Ari's. Ari has more available than Bob does. Even though Ari doesn't actually have anything, Ari owes money. In letter B, Ari owes $2, Bob only owes $1. So Ari's debt is greater and Bob has a greater bank account balance. Letter C, 4 is the bigger debt than 3. So that's Bob who has the bigger debt, and so Ari who has a greater bank account. And for letter D, still Bob has a greater debt, owing $6 versus only owing $5. When we look over here, Ari owes $3.74. That's how much Ari has to pay back. Bob has to pay back $3.50. Bob has less to pay back than Ari. Ari actually has the greater debt here. Well, that's kind of difficult to read. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day.